And then, I mean, all these Celtics fans. Leroy, I have what they call. I have the Celtics fans eating out of the palm of my hand because they are on Twitter what we like to call at Tobin, big mad.
They're on tilt. If they were, Robbie, if they were playing poker, they'd be throwing all their money in, chasing dreams.
Yeah, they're what we like to call big mad. Not mad. They're big mad.
Because,
oh yeah. By the way, I saw Stugatz had Helmuth on his podcast.
No way.
Oh yeah. He's on Stupidity. I was like, I think I got to listen to that. I think I got to listen to that.
Oh my goodness. I mean, look, gosh. I would say Helmuth loves him some Helmuth.
But I tweeted this out yesterday after the game, Leroy, and it has the Celtics fans just in a tizzy. Tons of retweets, all these quote tweets of people just so mad at me. All of their last names being like Larry Bird, the GOAT, or I am O'Keefe. You know, this is what's in my mentions right now. It's ridiculous. But I tweeted out last night, and this is just facts. All right, these are what I like to just call hashtag facts. 5 facts, if you will. All right, hear them all out, please. Bam Adebayo is better than Jayson Tatum. Eric Spoelstra is better than Brad Stevens. Pat Riley is better than Danny Ainge. Miami is better than Boston. And the Heat are better than the Celtics. And that's just that. That's 5 facts. Now, the thing they're obviously most mad at, because they're not very big fans of Danny Ainge and Brad Stevens right now, which, by the way, you want to talk about rats off a ship and changing your opinion. Let's stop attacking poor Robbie. I mean, all these O'Malleys who were giving this guy his roses after 1 year of going out there and going above expectations. They thought that he invented basketball. I mean, forget it. It's enough already. But I mean, they have completely flipped on this guy. They think he is a bum. They think that he needs to be fired, and that's just that. And so the problem with him is Eric Spoelstra coaches circles around him, and maybe one day he'll get better. Just like Tua, maybe he'll develop. Maybe Brad Stevens will learn some new tricks. The problem is Eric Spoelstra is also going to learn new tricks because he's not senile. So I don't know what they're going to do. I don't know how he's ever going to catch up to a master. There's still a lot of things that Eric Spoelstra has to learn about basketball too. He's still just mastering the craft. But the problem is he's just light years ahead of Brad Stevens.
Here's what happens in those situations. You don't get an opportunity to catch up because they fire your ass.
Fire his ass. Danny Ainge versus Pat Riley. I mean, come on, bro. What do we got to do here? I mean, Mister, I'm gonna squirrel away my draft picks and never make a big move.
They made a interesting point that nobody since 2014, nobody's had more first round picks, and they've been horrible.
Yeah, and Pat Riley's out here telling people, I'll take a pick every other year and make the most of it.
Well, the problem also is that, look, like, I have nothing against intangibles, but you can't draft intangible every round in the first round.
Well, you can if you draft the right ones. I mean, if you draft them with big old elephant cojones.
Tyler Hero would not make it in Boston. Right?
Oh, really? I think that they look at him and they are jealous.
No, they're jealous.
I mean, they look at the Heat last night and they got slayed by Duncan Robinson, Goran Dragic, and Tyler Hero, and they're just like, oh, they're beside themselves.
Here, let's put this all out there. All right, and this is just the reality of the situation. Up there, they want Gordon Hayward. Down here, we want Baby Goat. And those two players can't swap. Like, could Gordon Hayward make it down here?
No.
In Miami?
First of all,
he doesn't play basketball.
They tried going after Gordon Hayward. You know what happened? They disrespected the Godfather, the Haywards. They disrespected the Godfather. They said, Mrs. Hayward, who's that? Oh, who's that? Who's that? Robin? That's Pat Riley. Basketball God. Riley be with you. But it's okay. I mean, maybe she's just not a basketball savant. Maybe she said the same thing about Michael Jordan.
Remember the commercial they were in?
All I know is dodged a bullet.
Yeah, that real estate app that they used.
Oh, yeah, renting.com. He's used to that because he keeps changing cities. He's a great spokesperson.
He keep getting max contracts.
Needs to find a place that gives good elevation for ankles. Always hurt. Brittle bones. And here's the one they're big mad about. Me saying that Bam is better than Jayson Tatum. And everybody wants to be razzle-dazzled by a 60-point game. But you want to know what he can't stop? A nosebleed.
Aren't they different players, though?
I don't care.
They're
you want to know
terrible on
something?
defense.
I'm tired of basketball being all about the points you can score. What about the points you can stop, too? Because Bam can go out there and
that's it. They're different players. Like,
yeah,
I don't want...
One's better at more things. And one keeps ending the other season. And one shows up for his team when it matters, and the other one loses 2 games at home when his team needs 1 win to break a tiebreaker. So I'm just asking, show me the proof. When has Jayson Tatum outplayed Bam Adebayo? When has it happened? When it matters, when he needs to lead his team to rise like a phoenix against the Miami Heat. Show me when it happens.
All right, I'm out.
You don't have to be out because you want to know why? There's nothing to show me.
Leroy, that's the one that's lost not till tomorrow.
There's nothing to show me.
They
Jason,
just like they're different players.
Yeah,
Like,
no.
like,
you want to know what they are?
What?
One's a good scorer, really good scorer. And one's a better all-around basketball player and a better leader.
Is that the difference between Jordan and LeBron?
Here's the difference right here.
Working against Butler, got downhill, couldn't punch it. Bam says, get it out of here. Adebayo, sky high with the block and rejection. That's why he's NBA All-Defensive Team.
Is that the difference between LeBron and Jordan?
No.
Not saying that.
Oh, you want to do a LeBron-Jordan debate?
No, I'm just saying they're different players. It's hard to compare 2 guys that do totally different things. You're right. Bam is more of an all-around player, right? I'm not disputing that at all. But they're just different players.
That's fine. That's fine. They can be different players, but also one's better.
Okay. All right.
Thank you. Sounds like you agree with me.
No, I don't like. I'm not even.
You tuckered out from that Tua debate?
No, I'm just saying. I'm not.
She started, by the way. I had nothing to do with those.
When you're comparing 2 different players, it's hard to determine.
Same draft class, same age, same contract.
Yeah.
One keeps winning, the other keeps losing.
That has more to do with the whole structure of things.
Jimmy Butler wasn't there yesterday. Jayson Tatum could have pulled victory out of the jaws of defeat. He didn't. You know what he did? Wilted. Oh, you take it, Fournier.
Didn't they have 2 guys that scored 30?
Garbage time. They were.
Yeah, garbage time.
Like Leroy, you say
the game was over. Damage was done.
Why do I talk? I'll just shut up.
Boston is big mad at me, Leroy. Woo!
I don't care.
Sensitive.
Yeah, like, if they haven't learned, just turn on Twitch and watch me. You haven't learned. Robbie and Tobin will suck the life out of you. Don't fight with them. Do not go on Twitter at Tobin because they're getting mad at Tobin and he's laughing. And that's the worst kind of
argument. You can send me all of the tweets you want to send me. And I will be delighted. Just keep sending me. Bro, listen to this guy who just tweeted me, Leroy. His name is O'Keefe 69. Imagine tweeting this. You know, he's got a you can guess what his avatar is. Celtics. Where's the lie? Where's the lie?
There's really only one of the 5 that you could maybe debate, but I don't think
it's much of a debate right now. I don't think it is.
Okay.
Good for you. Hey, you'll always
says the Heat guy. Yeah. Like I'm not trying
the guy who's right. The guy who's always,
I'm not saying that one. They're just different players.
No, listen, you'll always have that 30-point comeback against the Spurs. Congratulations.
Look, regardless of the production of either one of them, whether it's garbage time, whatever, they're different players. One's a scorer, one's an all-around player. It's always going to be hard to compare those two guys. It is. Because
that's like these kids today who want to go around and they want to wear their Trae Young jerseys. They're dazzled by 35-foot heaves.
If somebody never heard us, who would they think is older?
What do you mean?
You sound every day. You sound more and more like the get off my lawn guy.
Nah, because you know what?
Really complaining? No. Wait, complaining about a young kid.
That's what they do.
Complaining about a young kid wearing a jersey. That's not get off my lawn guy.
It's not, because my son has these same arguments on the playground, because he'll see one of his friends, Tucker, who's wearing a Trae Young jersey. He goes, "Why are you wearing that? Why don't you wear?"
Why do you know the kid by name? Why? Like, what are you doing? What are you doing on the playground to these kids?
Because his father's a loser, and he has a Hawks license plate, and he rolls up and he gives his kid a little Trae Young jersey, and my son's like, "Why do you have that, Trae Young?"
These conversations seem like they're a little more deeper than you're letting wind to, right? I mean, you just called Tommy's best friend his dad
he's
a
not
bum.
his best friend. No, he's not his best friend.
Why? Because he wears a Hawks jersey.
Yeah, he's not his best friend.
And Tommy doesn't wear purple.
Well, listen, he has his Goron jersey.
Hey,
got his Bam jersey.
I'm like, hey man,
I wouldn't blame him. I don't wear that.
You just called one of your son's friend's dad a bum, top bum. He's got an Atlanta plate. Really? That's not old man stay off my lawn?
Oh, Trae Young, you can pull up from Fulton County. And my son's like, not if Bam's there. He's going to block that bleep.
Really?
Yep.
Because he's how
old's Tommy?
How old's Tommy? He's 5.
Yeah, that sounds like something he would say. Really?
Yeah. But I don't want to hear ever again Brad Stevens mentioned in the same sentence as Eric Spoelstra. That bleep's going to stop right now. Just never do it again. You guys can repent for your sins. If you guys want to come into the confessional, that's fine. I know that a lot of those sinners aren't here in Heat Nation, but if any of these dum-dums who have been saying things like, "Oh, I'd take him over a player. I'd take him over a franchise player. I'd make him the second drafted coach at all professional sports." Any idiots who have that kind of material over the last 4 years, and you want to repent for your sins, we'll hear you. We'll hear you. We will give you a penance, with 10 Hale Rileys and 5 Rothsteins, So just we'll hit it up. Last night, the Miami Heat were led by some great shooting from all their guards, but also got great performance, especially in the first half by Bam Adebayo, and then defensively really locking things up. Bam yesterday was joining Dwyane Wade in the post game on TNT, and got a little silly sauce, Leroy, because Dwyane is claiming that Bam doesn't return his texts, where in fact Bam is saying it's the other way around, that D Wade is a non-text returner.
Fro Bam is different. Let me say that. Let me say I like low-cut Bam better. You don't return my text messages and all that good stuff no more, but it's all good. It's all good.
First of all, hold on. How many times have I texted you and it took you like a day to respond, D-Wade?
All the time.
A day?
All the time. That's that superstar life, Bam.
A day. That's the superstar stuff, man. Like, I get it. Like, I'm not there yet, but I'm on my way. So, like, you can text me back.
All right, yeah.
At least he don't hit you with, who is this?
Who is this?
It be feeling like it sometimes. I'll be like, damn, he changed his number?
Whatever. Bam, I got a question for you, man.
Do you think that Dwyane Wade has actually ever hit Shaq with a who dis?
To mess with him?
Yes.
I think everybody messes with Shaq because they know he's so sensitive. It just seems that way, right? Because you see him chime in. Oh yeah, he don't touch people back.
Guy goes, Dwyane Wade never emailed Pat Riley back. Well, technically Riley waited until that game day at the Bulls to send the email. He was crafting a long email.
You know what? I think it's best if we don't just even talk about that last moment. Because there were some whoppers that were told. Okay. Some people were not treated well.
compensation.
Everybody's
to a player
moved on.
is about recognition and respect.
That's right. And I will say this. If you think that it still doesn't bother D Wade, you're crazy.
Okay. I'm not talking about this today after they make the playoffs. Who cares?
Okay.
Here's Bam and Dwyane Wade as Bam saying that he wants to put his name out there again. He's got that national platform now. Put some respect on his name in the DPOY race.
Keep that weak Frodo.
Hey man, it's getting me Defensive Player of the Year. So yeah, let's talk about that.
Ooh, let's talk about it before you go.
Before you go, let's talk about
it. Go ahead, throw your bid out there for Defensive Player of the Year. Why should you, Bam, get Defensive Player of the Year?
I do everything on defense, and I'm gonna walk out on that one.
I love it.
Drop the mic.
By the way, I will
He's
say
not
this.
lying.
He does everything on defense. First of all, he deserves it. And by the way, I will say one thing with the Dwyane Wade Heat relationship. If you thought that him taking the thing with the Jazz, because everybody thought that this was a Dwyane Wade turning his back on the Heat. If you saw, first of all, how he talked about the Heat before the game and the respect that he gave to Eric Spoelstra and to Jimmy Butler, and then you see the interactions that he's having with Bam Adebayo, I would say that, that's not the case. So
no. He actually, I think one of the owners, he has a really good relationship with the Jazz.
He does.
And it had a lot to do with that relationship.
I'm just saying, when all that stuff came out, and a lot of people were like, "Oh, Dwyane, you're turning your back on the Miami Heat. You're turning your back on the city."
You know why? That's what you bred. You bred that.
That's not what I. But that's not what I. That's not what I bred.
No. I'm not saying. I'm not saying. Wait. I'm not saying you bred those takes. I'm saying you bred that behavior that people automatically go to. Oh, this is a snub. Read the tea leaves. You think D Wade being an owner of another team is not a shot at that's what you do.
That's not what I do.
That is what you do.
I didn't think it was from the start. I was like, good for him.
No, I'm not saying this. Man, this is what I hate.
I'm not
saying this example. I'm not saying this situation, but you're telling me
I am not the salty
that
sensei.
You are a professional reader of tea leaves.
No.
And now that other people read the tea leaves, you could no.
No. There was no salty in this dojo, sensei.
Not about this.
But anything.
You bred this. You can't control where they use it.
I listen, this is not like Cobra Kai, all right? Just because the kids go off into school and kick each other's ass. That's not my fault.
Hey, wait. How many times have you done the whale thing, looked at a text and say, you know what that means?
Hey. You think Jayson Tatum's already sick of Boston, huh?
See, there you go.
They don't even like the NBA
So
player.
you can't be mad if somebody reads the D Wade to Jazz thing.
Well, I mean, like,
read situation.
Let's be honest. If I'm honest, who do you think's going to come where? Do you think Bam's going to go to Boston in a few years, or do you think Jayson Tatum's going to come to Miami? You know, obviously he's got to be here to be second fiddle because he's not better than Bam. Just so you know.
I don't think the one thing I'll say about the Heat is they don't look at things like that. You know what I mean? Like you do. You do.
Yeah.
But they don't. They look like, hey, we got another player, another guy that a good player that can contribute, and then you fit in.
I do like the fact though that Dwyane having that platform does give Bam some shine. Like I do, because I don't think he gets enough national shine. I don't think he gets the national respect. He's talked about this. He doesn't get the national respect he deserves. And having a guy who he's close with, and they have a close relationship, you know, they text about goals and all that type of stuff. Dwayne's obviously known him since he's very young. To have that guy have that platform and then raise him up like that, I think is really cool. Now, Shaq seemed a little perturbed that he didn't claim Newark as his hometown, even though Bam was born in Jersey. Shaq goes like, "Oh, he said he's from North Carolina. He's not from Jersey. Forget that."
Jeez.
Go ahead, ask him where he's from.
Go ahead, ask him where he's from. He's like,
Shaq.
and Bam's like, well, I'm born in New Jersey, Shaq, but I kind of claim North Carolina. Whatever.
I know, man. Shaq get is there a person who's any bigger that gets their feelings hurt more than Shaq?
I don't know, man.
He's like
he's quick to go to the rings comment on Barkley.
Yes, he is.
I hope. Hey, Rach, I hope on the jump today you have Bam. Let's go. Come on, man. Is Sedano co-hosting today? Sedano, get Bam on the jump. Little respect for the true DPOY, not these crybaby DPOYs.
You think so? Who's the favorite? Who? Ben Simmons, right? That's
probably Ben. It's either Ben or Rudy. Ben. It's here. It goes. These stupid defensive letters. They go Ben Simmons, Rudy Gobert, then Bam is third. But those two have the bet. Those two teams have the better record, and that's uplifting them a little bit.
I'm not going to give a guy defensive player of the year who's marketably bigger than the guys he has to guard. He doesn't go and guard anybody else. He's just guarding the guys in front of him. Right now, you got to give Rudy Gobert some credit, because he does have a lot of blocks, ton of rebounds, he's a true center. Okay. But when you talk about a guy that could guard all five, a guy who has, you see on a nightly basis guard all five, I can't see why he wouldn't get more run for defensive player of the year.
Tobin, I heard you asking questions in that fake Euro accent after the Heat games. That wasn't me. There was a lot of Euro international media after the games yesterday. That's why I didn't ask questions. I was like, too many hands raised. I want to get this thing done.
Oh, were you there? Oh no, you weren't there. But Boston. How do you push a button and it's like hand raised?
Yeah, just raise your hand.
Oh, really? Okay.
Raise your hand.
Oh, because he can't see you guys. Just the moderator.
They can see you. They can see you. It's like a little screens. They can see you.
Okay.
By the way, according to the DPOY odds tracker, Rudy Gobert is still the largest favorite at minus 1950. And Bam's not even in the top four. It's Rudy Gobert, Giannis, Embiid, and Simmons is the top four.
They got two guys from the same. But wait, if
Rudy
they have
Gobert,
two guys
Giannis, Embiid, then Simmons. Giannis?
If they have two guys here, if they have two guys for defensive player of the year, shouldn't they have the best defense in the league?
Giannis,
top five?
Giannis, who's out there petrified to go guard Jimmy Butler in a series. Yeah, good for him.
I mean, the Philadelphia ought to be top five, right? If you got two defensive players,
they probably are top five. Like,
that's what I'm thinking. They have to be. Are they, Robbie?
But I would almost argue it's kind of like it's almost like when you have that kind of a tandem, like. Because with Jimmy and Bam, they're both out on the wings, and Bam a lot of the times is getting switched still even onto the best player who's handling the ball at the end of games. Like Ben Simmons is always going to have that safety net at the rim,
and he's also going to be a foot taller than everybody he's guarding. So, like, is it defense when all you got to do is stand up and be tall, or Embiid? Embiid's bigger than anybody, and with everybody going small, he's a giant.
Were you how proud before we wrap 15 minutes of Heat? How big a sign do you think it was for the Heat to win that game without Jimmy? Because he's been like they've been so tied to him, and their success has been so tied to him. For them to get better in the second half without him, we really haven't seen a lot of that this year from them.
One of the things that I was most impressed with is that game wasn't really shaping up to be a Jimmy Butler game. He would have kind of tried to take it over when it got within 10. But the way that game was shaping up is everybody helping everybody, shooting the three, a bunch of different guys cutting to the hoop, everybody assisting. It was really like a good all-around game. So I was really impressed with the fact that everybody was sharing it. Everybody was cutting. So, and it was just a well-played offensive game. If you play a game like that, where a lot of ball movement, a lot of player movement, a lot of cutting, open threes. If you play a game like that, you don't need Jimmy as much. But what you need Jimmy for is to kind of get a grasp of everything and realize when it's not going that way to get everything back on track. You don't have that person. You didn't need him last night. But that is kind of what you need Jimmy for, to get hey, let's keep moving. Let's keep cutting. And if it's still a little stagnant, then he takes over.